stop. Before you throw away that broken plate, those wine corks, or that stack of old magazines, you're about to toss away a $10,000 garden pathway. I'm dead serious. What you call trash is actually garden treasure worth more than imported Italian stone. In the next few minutes, I'm going to prove that the pathway you've been dreaming about, the one that makes neighbors slow down just to stare, is already scattered throughout your house right now. Welcome to Golden Seniors Living, where we prove that creativity doesn't retire, and every forgotten item has one more beautiful story to tell. If you love discovering how yesterday's memories become tomorrow's garden magic, gently tap that subscribe button. We've got a whole treasure chest of ideas waiting to bloom in your inbox. Idea 1. Broken china and ceramic magic. Got a chipped teacup that's been sitting in your cupboard, too precious to throw away, but too broken to use. Here's where we turn heartbreak into garden poetry. Gather all those beautiful broken pieces, plates, saucers, even that ceramic vase that met an unfortunate end. Break them into palm-sized pieces, smooth the edges with sandpaper, and embed them into wet concrete or sand between stepping stones. For safety, always wear safety glasses and thick gloves when breaking ceramics, and wrap pieces in old towels to control the fragments. The secret is in the arrangement. Cluster similar colors together for dramatic impact, or scatter them randomly for a more organic feel. Mix different patterns and textures from various pieces to create a storytelling mosaic. Use darker pieces to outline the pathway edges, and lighter colors to catch and reflect available light. The morning dew catches each fragment like tiny mirrors, creating a mosaic pathway that whispers stories of Sunday afternoon teas and family gatherings. No two steps are alike, just like no two memories are the same. In winter, these ceramic pieces actually help with traction, and they never fade or deteriorate like organic materials might. It's not just recycling, it's rescuing beauty from the brink of goodbye. Idea 2. Wine cork paradise. Remember all those lovely evenings with friends, sharing stories over a glass of wine. Those corks have been quietly collecting, waiting for their second act. Stand them on end, side by side, creating a naturally cushioned walkway that's gentle on aging knees. The cork naturally weathers to a beautiful silver gray, and when it rains, it releases the faintest hint of vineyard memories. You'll need approximately 200 corks for every square foot of pathway, so start collecting now or ask friends and local restaurants to save theirs. The installation is wonderfully forgiving. Simply dig out your pathway to about 3 inches deep, lay landscape fabric to prevent weeds, add a thin layer of sand for leveling, then press the corks firmly into place. The natural variation in cork sizes creates a charmingly uneven surface that feels organic and intentional. For areas with heavy foot traffic, apply a coat of clear outdoor sealant every few years to extend their lifespan. Your feet will thank you for the soft landing, and your heart will smile at the gentle reminder of friendship's vintage moments. The pathway actually improves with age, developing character and patina that money simply cannot buy. During autumn, fallen leaves nestle perfectly between the corks, creating a self-decorating seasonal display. Sometimes the path to joy is softer than we ever imagined. Idea 3. Tire tread stepping stones. That old tire in the garage isn't just taking up space, it's a pathway waiting to happen. Cut the tire into individual tread sections, each one becoming a perfectly textured stepping stone. The natural grooves provide incredible grip, even when wet, and the rubber gives just enough to cushion each step. Paint them in earth tones or leave them natural for that rustic charm. Use a reciprocating saw with a fine tooth blade for clean cuts, and sand any rough edges smooth for comfortable walking. Each tread section can be partially buried in gravel or sand to create stable, level stepping stones spaced about 18 inches apart, the perfect stride length for comfortable walking. The rubber material expands and contracts with temperature changes without cracking, making it ideal for climates with harsh winters. For added visual appeal, drill drainage holes and plant small succulents or moss in the center of each tread for living stepping stones that change with the seasons. Rain or shine, these treads keep you steady and sure-footed. It's like having hiking boots built right into your garden path. The black rubber absorbs heat during the day and slowly releases it in the evening, making autumn walks especially pleasant. They're also completely silent underfoot, perfect for early morning garden visits when you don't want to wake sleeping neighbors. Every step forward becomes a step you can trust. Idea 4. Glass bottle border beauty. Those empty wine and soda bottles don't have to end their story in the recycling bin. Bury them neck down along your pathway's edge, leaving just the curved bottom visible like emerald and amber gems catching sunlight. The glass creates natural borders that guide visitors along your chosen route, while adding unexpected sparkles of color throughout the day. Choose bottles in complementary colors, deep greens with amber browns, or clear glass mixed with cobalt blues, for dramatic contrast. The installation is surprisingly simple. Dig a trench about 8 inches deep along your pathway edge. Place bottles neck down touching each other, then backfill with soil, leaving just 2 more to 3 inches of bottle bottom exposed. The curved glass bottoms create perfect little wells that collect rainwater for nearby plants, and the thick glass provides excellent weed suppression along pathway edges. When evening comes, those glass bottoms catch the last light like tiny lanterns, creating a fairy tale border that leads guests deeper into your garden sanctuary. During spring and summer, morning dew collects in these glass bowls, creating miniature water features that attract butterflies and beneficial insects. The bottles actually help regulate soil temperature, keeping roots cooler in summer and providing some protection from frost in winter. It's amazing how something once empty can become so full of light. Idea 5. Broken concrete renaissance. That cracked driveway or sidewalk isn't a disaster, it's a treasure trove of natural flagstones. Break the concrete into irregular pieces, each one unique in shape and character. Arrange them with moss or low-growing herbs in the spaces between. The aged concrete develops a beautiful patina over time, and the natural cracks create perfect pockets for tiny alpine plants to call home. Use a sledgehammer and cold chisel to break large sections, aiming for pieces between 12 and 4 inches across for comfortable walking surfaces. The key to success is proper preparation. Lay each piece on a bed of sand and gravel for drainage and stability. Leave 2 more nicks between pieces for planting pockets, and choose plants that can handle foot traffic. Creeping thyme, moss or hardy sedums work beautifully. The irregular edges create a naturally rustic appearance that improves with age as plants establish, and the concrete weathers to soft gray tones. What was once broken becomes beautifully rustic, proving that even concrete can age gracefully when given the chance. The thermal mass of concrete actually helps moderate soil temperature, keeping plant roots comfortable and extending the growing season for your pathway garden. Over time, lichens and mosses naturally colonize the surface, creating living artwork that changes subtly through the seasons. Sometimes our most beautiful paths emerge from our strongest foundations. Idea 6. CDC DVD, Disco Garden Path. Remember when we thought CDs would last forever? Well, in your garden they actually can. Those scratched discs make absolutely stunning stepping stone inserts. Embed them shiny side up in concrete rounds, or use them as decorative borders. The prismatic surface throws rainbows across your garden with every shift of sunlight, turning a simple walk into a dance with light itself. Create concrete stepping stones using round forms like large plant saucers, then press CDs into the wet concrete surface, leaving just the face exposed. For maximum impact, arrange multiple discs in overlapping patterns within each stepping stone, or create spiral designs that seem to spin as you walk past. The reflection patterns change throughout the day, creating ever-shifting light shows that transform your garden into an outdoor art installation. During overcast days, the mirror surface reflects available light, brightening shadowy garden areas naturally. Children visiting your garden will chase those rainbow reflections, and you'll rediscover the joy of light playing across surfaces you once thought were ruined. The discs are completely weatherproof and actually improve with a light coating of rain, which cleans the surface and intensifies the reflective properties. Position these stepping stones to catch morning or evening sun for the most dramatic light displays. Who knew yesterday's technology could become tomorrow's magic carpet? Idea 7. Plastic bottle cap mosaics. Before you toss another bottle cap, consider this. You're holding a tiny tile in what could become your most conversation-starting pathway. Collect caps in various colors, then embed them face down in concrete or mortar, creating patterns or letting randomness guide your design. The plastic is weather-resistant and provides interesting texture underfoot. You can create spirals, flowers, or simply let the colors flow like a river of memory. Sort caps by color and size first. Standard soda caps, large juice caps, and small water bottle caps each serve different design purposes. Plan your design on paper first, or lay caps out temporarily to test color combinations before committing to concrete. For best results, press caps firmly into wet concrete mix, leaving just the rim exposed for texture while keeping the design visible. The slight dome shape provides natural water runoff and prevents ice formation in winter climates. Each cap represents a moment: a cold drink on a hot day, a celebration toast, a quiet evening refreshment. Now they're permanent reminders that life's small pleasures add up to something beautiful. The colors won't fade in sunlight like natural materials might, and the smooth plastic surface is easy to clean with just a garden hose when needed. It's not just a path, it's a timeline of simple joys. Loving these creative transformations so far. We're just getting started, including one idea coming up that turns old books into weather-resistant stepping stones that would make any literature lover weep happy tears. Idea 8. Weatherproofed book stepping stones. Got books that are too damaged to read but too beloved to discard? Here's where literature meets landscape architecture. Seal thick books in multiple layers of marine-grade polyurethane, creating waterproof stepping stones that preserve the titles and covers under clear protection. Space them like lily pads across your garden, each one a conversation starter about favorite stories and authors. Choose hardcover books at least 2 inches thick for stability, and ensure the covers have meaningful or beautiful designs worth preserving. The sealing process requires patience, but creates remarkably durable results. Clean the covers thoroughly. Apply thin coats of marine polyurethane with foam brushes, allowing each layer to cure completely before adding the next. 3 to 4 coats create complete weather protection while maintaining the book's appearance. Sand lightly between coats for optimal adhesion, and pay special attention to corners and spine edges where water might penetrate. Imagine walking from Pride and Prejudice to the secret garden on your way to tend your roses. Every step becomes a literary journey, and every visitor leaves with a story about your story-filled path. The sealed books handle temperature extremes remarkably well, and the polyurethane coating can be refreshed every few years to maintain protection. Position them slightly raised on gravel beds to ensure drainage and prevent moisture wicking from below. Sometimes the best chapters of our books happen long after the end. Idea 9. Metal bottle cap textured walkway. Those metal bottle caps from your favorite sodas and beers have surprising staying power. Hammer them flat, then embed them in concrete or mortar, with the edges slightly raised, creating a textured surface that's both decorative and functional. The metal develops beautiful patina over time, shifting from bright silver to rich bronze and verdigris shades. Use a heavy hammer on a solid anvil or concrete surface to flatten caps evenly, creating consistent thickness for uniform embedding depth. Arrange flattened caps in geometric patterns, or create flowing organic designs that guide visitors naturally along your intended route. The raised edges provide excellent traction in wet conditions while creating interesting shadow patterns as sunlight shifts throughout the day. For added visual impact, mix caps from different eras and brands, creating a historical timeline of beverage preferences embedded in your pathway. The slight texture provides extra grip in wet weather, while the metallic elements add an industrial chic vibe that surprises visitors expecting typical garden materials. The metal caps actually conduct heat efficiently, warming quickly in spring sunshine to signal the beginning of garden season, then cooling rapidly in autumn as gardening activities wind down for winter. Sometimes the most functional beauty comes from the humblest beginnings. Idea 10. Crushed shell luxury. Save every shell from your seafood dinners. They're destined for something far more beautiful than the garbage disposal. Crush them into various sizes, from powder to chunky pieces, then layer them to create a beach-inspired pathway that crunches pleasantly underfoot. The calcium enriches your soil as pieces gradually break down, feeding nearby plants while maintaining the path structure. Use a heavy-duty mortar and pestle, or place shells in heavy canvas bags, and pound with a rubber mallet for controlled crushing that creates the perfect size variety. Layer different shell sizes strategically. Fine crushed shells as the base for stability and drainage, medium pieces for the walking surface, and larger decorative shells as border accents. The pathway actually improves over time, as weather and foot traffic naturally polish the shells to smooth, comfortable walking surfaces. Add fresh shells seasonally to maintain depth, and refresh the bright white appearance. Close your eyes while walking, and you're transported to seaside strolls and ocean breezes. The white and pearl surfaces brighten shady garden areas, and practically glow in moonlight. The natural calcium slowly leaches into surrounding soil, benefiting acid-loving plants like azaleas and blueberries, while maintaining optimal pH for most garden plants. It's like having the seashore visit your backyard garden party. Idea 11. Aluminum can medallions. Those aluminum cans represent hundreds of tiny metal canvases waiting for artistic transformation. Cut them into decorative shapes, flowers, leaves, geometric patterns, and embed them in stepping stones or use them as pathway borders. The aluminum weathers to a beautiful silver gray and can be painted with metal-specific paints for pops of permanent color. Use sharp tin snips or craft scissors designed for metal cutting, and always file or sand cut edges smooth to prevent injuries during installation and maintenance. Create templates from cardboard first to ensure consistent shapes, then trace onto flattened cans for uniform results. The thin aluminum is easily shaped by hand, allowing you to create dimensional effects by gently curving petals or leaves for more realistic appearance. For permanent color, use marine-grade metal paints that bond chemically with aluminum surfaces and resist chipping and fading. They're lightweight enough to rearrange seasonally, letting you refresh your path's personality with the changing garden moods. The aluminum reflects available light, brightening pathway areas during overcast days and creating subtle shimmer effects when wet. During windstorms, these lightweight elements create gentle musical sounds as they vibrate against concrete or stone surfaces. Who knew your morning soda could become your evening garden's silver lining? Idea 12. Wooden pallet plank pathway. That weathered pallet behind the garage is actually a deconstructed walkway waiting for assembly. Break it down into individual planks, sand smooth any rough edges, and lay them as natural wooden stepping stones. The aged wood has character that new lumber can't buy. Stains, nail holes, and weathering that tell stories of honest work and useful service. Use a pry bar and hammer to carefully separate planks, preserving the natural character marks while removing all nails and staples for safety. Sand each plank lightly to remove splinters while preserving the weathered character that makes reclaimed wood so appealing. Apply a clear wood preservative, designed for ground contact to extend lifespan without changing the natural appearance. The varied widths and lengths of pallet planks create naturally irregular stepping stones that feel organic and intentional rather than manufactured. Space them with gravel or moss between, and watch how the wood silver goes gracefully while providing a warm organic surface that feels wonderful underfoot. The wood naturally expands and contracts with seasonal moisture changes, so allow small gaps between planks to accommodate movement. During dry spells, the wood releases a subtle, pleasant aroma that enhances the garden experience. Sometimes the most beautiful paths are built from foundations that served others first. Idea 13. Glass jar embedded. Lights. Those empty mason jars aren't just storage containers, they're pathway lighting waiting to happen. Bury them rim deep along your path edges, then drop battery-operated LED tea lights inside for magical evening illumination. During the day, they catch and reflect sunlight, and at night, they become gentle beacons guiding visitors through your garden wonderland. Choose jars in various sizes for visual interest, and ensure all have wide mouths for easy access when changing batteries or cleaning glass surfaces. The installation requires careful attention to drainage. Dig holes slightly larger than the jars. Add a layer of gravel at the bottom. Then position jars with rims just above ground level to prevent water accumulation during heavy rains. Use colored jars for different seasonal effects. Blue for cool summer evenings, amber for warm autumn nights, or clear glass for crisp winter illumination. The glass protects the lights from weather while creating a warm, welcoming glow that says this way to somewhere special. Solar-powered LED options eliminate battery changes and automatically activate at dusk, creating effortless evening ambiance. During daylight hours, the empty jars can be filled with decorative stones, shells, or seasonal flowers for additional visual appeal. It's amazing how something so simple can make such an illuminating difference. Idea 14. Rubber mat puzzle pieces. Those old rubber mats, from cars, workshops, or entryways, can be reborn as cushioned pathway segments. Cut them into interesting shapes and arrange like puzzle pieces, creating a pathway that's gentle on joints and provides excellent traction in all weather. The rubber naturally drains well and can be easily moved to accommodate garden changes or seasonal plantings. Use a sharp utility knife or electric jigsaw to cut clean edges, and consider creating interlocking shapes that fit together snugly for stability while allowing individual pieces to be moved when needed. The inherent flexibility of rubber makes these pathway elements ideal for uneven terrain where rigid materials might crack or shift. The dark surface absorbs solar heat during cool weather, creating comfortable walking temperatures, while providing cushioning that reduces stress on knees, ankles, and hips. The non-slip surface texture remains effective even when wet, making these paths safer than traditional stone or concrete options. Your knees and ankles will appreciate the gentle surface, and you'll love how easy it is to reconfigure your path's personality whenever inspiration strikes. The rubber material resists freeze-thaw damage and maintains flexibility in temperature extremes, making it ideal for northern climates where other materials might deteriorate. Cleanup is simple. Just hose off accumulated dirt and debris, and the mats look like new again. Sometimes the kindest paths are also the most practical ones. Idea 15. Coffee can buried borders. Those large coffee cans have one more caffeinated adventure ahead of them. Remove both ends and bury them vertically as invisible borders that keep pathway materials contained while allowing water drainage. Fill the space with your chosen recycled materials, and the cans disappear while providing structure that lasts for years. The metal develops a natural rust patina underground that actually increases its longevity by creating a protective coating against further corrosion. Position cans so their tops sit just below the finished pathway surface, creating invisible barriers that prevent pathway materials from spreading into surrounding garden beds. The cylindrical shape provides excellent lateral support for loose materials like crushed shells, gravel, or mulch, while the open ends allow for natural drainage and root penetration from nearby plants. It's the garden equivalent of a good foundation, invisible but essential, keeping everything beautiful and in place. The buried cans create perfect planting pockets when filled with soil, allowing you to establish pathway borders with your favorite edging plants that won't spread beyond their designated areas. Sometimes the best support systems are the ones nobody sees. From chipped china to coffee cans, from worn tires to weathered books, we've transformed what the world calls waste into pathways worthy of paradise. But here's the deeper truth I've learned through decades of gardening in our golden years. These projects aren't really about recycling materials. They're about recycling memories, giving new purpose to items that held meaning in our lives, and proving that creativity doesn't have an expiration date. Every mosaic piece holds a story. Every bottle cap represents a moment of refreshment. Every weathered plank carries the memory of honest work. Your garden path becomes more than a walkway. It becomes a timeline of your life's simple treasures, inviting every visitor to slow down and appreciate the beauty that emerges when we refuse to throw away what still has love to give. Because the most beautiful paths in life aren't paved with gold, they're paved with gratitude for what we already have. If just one of these ideas made you look at your trash with new eyes, I'd be honored if you'd give us a thumbs up. Drop a comment below. Which recycled treasure are you most excited to transform into pathway magic? I read every single one, and your creativity always inspires our next adventure. And don't forget to subscribe to Golden Seniors Living, where we prove every single day that the most beautiful chapters of our lives are still being written, one garden project at a time. Until our paths cross again, keep creating, keep growing, and keep believing in the magic that happens when experience meets imagination.